A very pleasant morning to one and all present here. I, Tisha Otela, welcome you all in the very first webinar of Bodhini, which is the Academic Events and Research Committee of the Commerce Department of Acharya Narendra Dev College. I know that we still request people to fill our income tax returns, but there's no need to worry at all. It is the time when everyone should be independent. For clearing all your queries, we have Dr. Surinder Kaur and CA Yask as a resource person for today's workshop. Now, I would like to request our principal sir to please speak a few words about our initiative of Bodhini and also about our today's workshop.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, very warm good morning to all, and thanks all participants for joining this workshop. This is the first workshop of the Bodhini Society, which is being started by the Commerce Department, and it is a very good initiative of the Commerce Department. For this, I must congratulate all the faculty members of the Commerce Department and especially teacher in charge of the Commerce Department who has taken this initiative to start such academic events in Commerce Departments. Though we are the science college, but somehow Commerce Department was always being neglected. I don't know why it has happened, but this has become the trend. And I hope that with this society, Commerce Department will also come into a mainstream and will do a lot of academic activities so that it can compete with the other science departments. And first ever workshop of this by the Bodhini, that is how to file IT returns, is also a very good initiative. There are, though we all file income tax returns, but somehow we feel sometimes confused in filing the e-returns. There are small issues which we need to know about filing the e-returns, and I hope that we all will get benefited by this workshop. And another important thing is that the workshop is being conducted by the faculty members of the Commerce Department. Dr. Surinder Kaur and Yask Sain are the resource persons. So even in future, if we have any problem in filing income tax return, we can contact them, and I'm sure that they are definitely going to help us. And if we go to any CA, they really charge hefty amounts for filing income tax returns. So we are lucky that this workshop session is being conducted free of cost by the faculty members, and even if we feel any difficulty in filing income tax returns, we will be helped by the faculty members of the Commerce Department in filing the e-return, and that too free of cost. And lastly, I would like to thank Sandeep Goyal, who has taken over the charge of Bodhini Society. Thank you, Sandeep, and all the faculty members of Commerce Department, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this for those encouraging words. Now, I would like to request Sandeep, sir, who is the convener of Bodhini, to please introduce our speakers.
Okay, a very good morning to all the participants present here. First of all, I should thank our principal, sir, our principal, Dr. Ravi Tuteja ji, for developing some sort of environment in the college in which we find there is an ease of doing activities. So we can do whatever is good for the students, whatever is good for the college, whatever is good for the staff, with very less number of approvals, administrative processes. They have been highly simplified, and there is a very good environment, vibrant, transparent environment since he has taken over the charge in our college. So that is why only we have been able to start a society like this. And I should also acknowledge the efforts of our teacher in charge, Dr. Shalu Mahajan. This society is a brainchild of her, and definitely because she has conceived this idea and we all were part of those discussions, and now it has come into in existence, and definitely we all will contribute to ensure that the society will function in the best interest of the students, staff, and the college at large. So now, first of all, our first resource person for the workshop is Dr. Surinder Kaur, and Dr. Surinder Kaur is a very diligent teacher with a specialization in accounting and finance, with a teaching experience of over 25 years to her credit in University of Delhi. She has a keen interest in understanding and learning new technologies used in teaching. She completed her M.Com from the renowned Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi. Thereafter, she obtained her doctorate degree in the area of accounting from prestigious Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi University. As a part of her doctoral research, she developed a 16-item HR disclosure index to study the depth of human resource related disclosures in NSE, CNX 200 and 500 set of companies and background variables affecting such disclosures. She is a life member of Indian Accounting Association. She has also written chapters for different subjects of BA program, application course and BCom honors course, which are available online on DO portal. She has also worked on an innovation project titled Digital India Challenges and Opportunities as a co-investigator along with Dr. Sunita Naran and Dr. Shalu Mahajan. The project was accepted under the aegis of University of Delhi Innovation Projects 2015-16 with a funding of 3.5 lakh. They also conducted a workshop for faculty, support staff and students of Delhi University on digital media, challenges and opportunities in 2015 at Acharya Narendra Dev College. She has also taught students of Foundations of Banking course conducted by Acharya Narendra Dev College in association with ICICI Bank and IISS University of Delhi. She has presented her research papers at different forums and many of her research papers are published in journals of national and international repute. Her research work is cited in many research studies conducted across various countries of the world. She actively participates in corporate life of the college. She sincerely believes in inculcating analytical and managerial skills and discipline in her students. Dr. Kaur is recipient of Mamta Gupta Memorial Swarn Padak for being Best Women Student in M.Com DU and Professor Jay Narayan Besh Puruskar for being the topper in M.Com in DU. She truly believes that hard work always pays off. So thank you, madam, for accepting this invitation to conduct this workshop. And we all are looking forward to learn a lot from your rich experience in various fields, and especially this ITR, how to do e-filing of ITR 1. Thank you, ma'am. Now you can start your presentation.
So today's workshop is about e-filing of income tax return form 1. Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, before I start with the presentation, let me explain the objectives and limitations of this workshop. The objective of this workshop is to initiate people into the online e-filing forum so that people are comfortable enough to go to the website and file their return on their own. However, in a limited time, we cannot touch upon all the various provisions of Income Tax Act. So we will focus on the filing of the return and we will take up the relevant provisions as per the queries of the
Sunita, mute yourself.
Now, before we start with the filing of the return, we need to know what is income tax. So income tax is a tax payable on the income earned during a year. Now we earn income in 1 year and it is put to tax in the next year. So the year in which income is earned is referred as previous year, and the year in which it is put to tax or assessed is called assessment year. So like we have earned our income in 2019-20, so it will be assessed to tax in the next year 2021. Usually forms are out by June of the relevant assessment year and we can file our return. So the process of filling up of our income tax form and submitting it to the authorities is called filing of the return. We can do it ourselves or we can do it through our representatives. Now here is the problem, like whenever we are to file our returns, we are usually confused about the provisions and we go to the representatives who charge hefty sums for small things, even for updating our PAN card, etc. So, the idea of this webinar is to initiate you all towards the ITR e-return filing website so that we can go there and we are comfortable with the system. Now, when we go for filing of income tax return, there are two modes. One is the offline mode. That is, return is furnished in a physical paper form and then it is deposited with the income tax department, which gives us the acknowledgement slip. Another is to prepare and submit it online or prepare the ITR form in XML form and then upload it on the Income Tax India website. Now, there is not a choice between these two modes for us. Some restricted assessees or users are allowed offline mode, but all of us are to follow online mode of e-filing. Now, the persons who are having the option of filing the return in paper form of those people who are above the age of 80 years during the previous year or whose income doesn't exceed 5 lakh rupees or who have not claimed any refund in the relevant return. So in offline mode, they will be getting the form, they may download it or they can get it issued from the income tax office and then they will fill up the details and submit it in the physical form. But for all of other persons, we are to file our returns in the online mode. So electronic e-filing is the process of submitting tax returns over the internet using tax preparation software, which is approved by the tax authority. So we are not to buy any software. It is uploaded there on the Income Tax India website. We are just to visit the website, register ourselves, and then we are ready to file the. It is very easy to go on to the website and the interface is very user friendly. All the links are provided on the website and we can just click on the link and we can do a whole lot of activities. If you want to update your PAN card, then again a link is there. If you want to make changes in your Aadhaar card, link is there. If you want to see your previously filed ITRs, you can check views also. So the whole system is very convenient. So when we go for e-filing, the system is accurate because there are reduced errors of input and calculation. So when we'll be moving on to e-filing aspect, आप ये देखोगे कि most of the cells wherein calculation is needed, they are filled by the system itself. So calculation error is reduced. System is very easy and simple. We can prepare our form easily. It is visible there and we can fill up all our details. System is accessible because you can access your records at any time, anywhere, just with the click of the button. You just need to have a good internet connection for that. Then it has ease of business because you can file your returns, you can confirm the returns, verify your returns, and your tax refunds are also faster. So it saves time, saves money, it is environment friendly. Now, in the online submission, we are given two options. One is when we visit the website, we can opt for online e-filing, wherein we will fill up the details online and we will submit it then and there. Another is we can download the form in the XML format, which is provided by the system. Then we can fill up the form as per our own ease, and then it will be uploaded on the website. So this is another way of e-filing. Now, when the e-filing is to be done, there are three steps involved therein. Number one is we are to register ourselves and log in into the system, and then we are to file our return, and finally we are to verify the return. Now, usually the problem here is that when we file our return and we submit our return, we feel that our work is done. By submission, we always feel that we have done our part. But in case of ITRs, after submission of the returns, you need to verify the return. आपको उसके बाद एक स्टेप और एक्स्ट्रा होगा, आपको रिटर्न वेरीफाई करना होगा एज पर द प्रोसीजर गिवन. तो उसका स्टेप्स आर वेरी मच क्लियर ऑन द website. So one by one we will be going on to the steps. So we'll start with the first step, that is registration. Now this is one time process. Once we register ourselves, it will be there with us. We can log into our systems using our user ID, which is our PAN, that is permanent account number, and the password that we will set. So after that, every time we will be logging in into the system, and then we will file our returns and we can verify the returns. So let us first understand the process of registration on the website. So for this purpose, we are to register ourselves, then we are to link our PAN with the Aadhaar card, and then we can log in. So it is essential to link your Aadhaar card with the PAN card. So the registration requires you to have your PAN card handy with you and Aadhaar card also for the linking purposes. So we'll go on to the Income Tax India e-filing website. So you are just to type in this Income Tax India e-filing.gov.in. And in case we happen to forget the website, still if we just write registration for income tax, the system will take us to the website. So when we write this, the system will show this tab e-filing homepage. So we are to click on this tab to go to the portal of e-filing. Now this is how the dashboard of the Income Tax India e-filing website appears. Now this is a pop-up window which usually shows the latest information as per the income tax authorities. So just cross this, and this is the dashboard. Now on the upper ribbon, we have three buttons given on the right side. One is register yourself, next is log into the system, another is reset your passwords. So the first time taxpayers who are to pay taxes for the first time, they are to register themselves on the system. But if we are filing our returns through our representatives, then we can get the registration details from them, and then we can set our password as per our own choice, and then we can log in. So let us first understand the process of registration. So herein, when you click on the link, the system will ask us our user type, because income tax is paid by different type of persons. That can be individual, Hindu undivided family, companies, or other registered body of individuals, etc. So we'll click on this drop down menu, and we will click on our option, that is individual. So herein, in this drop down menu, we will select individual, and with this, we will press continue. So system will take us to the registration page. Now this registration page will be having four informations to be filled in: basic details, then registration form, then validation, and then the registration will be complete. So let us look at the web page, how it appears. So this is how your registration form appears. And all the steps are given here. We don't need to remember the steps also. So the step one is enter basic details. Once we fill up this, complete this step, then next step will become active. So you are to enter your PAN card number. You are to enter your surname. Your middle name and first name are not compulsory. In all the fields which are marked with asterisk, these fields are compulsory. We can forget about the remaining fields. Now for the date of birth, it is to be given in this format: GD, MM, and YY. So a calendar is provided here, and you can select your date of birth from the calendar. Then you are to record your residential status and then press continue. So after the filling up of all these details, we'll press continue. So the second step will become active, which will be asking us for the personal details. So now see, on the same form, this second step has become active because we have filled in all the details. So these are pre-filled fields because this has been taken from the first step. So now you are to enter your password. Password should be of 8 to 14 characters, and it should be a strong password. So it is recommended that you should have one alphabet, one number, and one स्पेशल कैरेक्टर. तो इन तीनों के मिक्स से आपको पासवर्ड बनाना है, एंड इट विल शो द स्ट्रेंथ ऑल्सो. So you will select your password, you will confirm the password. Then the system is also giving you a facility to enter your secret questions. You will enter 2 secret questions along with the answers. These questions are helpful when we have forgotten the password or if we want to change the password. Then the system will recognize us through these questions. So system will ask us these questions. और जो आंसर आपने दिए हैं वो आंसर आप फीड करोगे, देन सिस्टम विल अलाउ यू टू change the password or to recover your account. So after selecting these questions and filling up of the answers, then the next step will be give your contact details. So you will be filling up your phone numbers, your email IDs. Although the system is asking you for your landline number, primary mobile number, secondary mobile number, but one number is sufficient here because the mark is there with only primary mobile number and primary email number. If you do not want to give any other number, that is okay. Only one number, one email ID will be sufficient. Then you are to enter your address. So this form will be in continuation. I am just taking the screenshot. So you will be scrolling down the forms one by one. So after this, you will be filling up your contact details and your address. So your country, which is India, then your building number, pin code, etc. And then you will press continue. Now the system will ask you that an OTP will be sent at your registered phone number as well as at your Gmail. So you are to keep your phone number with you so that you can verify the details. So the system will be asking you to confirm the number again and your Gmail ID, and when you press continue, you will go to the third step. So here is the registration verification. So email OTP and mobile OTP which have been sent to you on your phone number and on your email ID, these will be filled here. Then you will validate the data. So after validation, that is, you have filled in the fields and you are validating the information, you will be having registration complete. So your screen will be displaying this message that now you are registered on the website. You can always log in into the system through your ID, which is your permanent account number. That will be your user ID, and your password will be as you have set. And a confirmation SMS and a mail is also sent to you. Now your registration is complete. So यहाँ you can see that you are having this link here, and when we go to the form, this is how the form will be appearing on the website. So you will be filling up all the details. These are all the steps involved given here. Once the form is given, you can select the date here, and likewise all the steps will be. It won't take you more than 3-4 minutes to fill up all the details, and your registration will be complete. You see, this is how everything will be moving on the website. This is validation. Once it is done, your registration is successful. Now, after this, we are to link our Aadhaar card to the PAN card. This is essential. So you will be visiting the site again and you will click on the link Aadhaar option in the service menu, and then you are to give the details. You are to enter the OTP or captcha code, and then you will click on the button link Aadhaar. And after this, your request for linking of Aadhaar with the PAN will be accepted, and then you can check your status after some time, and you will be finding within 5 to 10 minutes your status will be updated. So on the dashboard, when you enter the website, on the left panel you are having link Aadhaar button. You can see the arrow here. It is link Aadhaar button. Now on when you click on this is how the next page will appear. Now if you have already applied for linking of the Aadhaar, you can click here to check the status. Otherwise, to give your request, you will enter your PAN number, your Aadhaar number, your name as per Aadhaar, and in case your Aadhaar is having only year of birth and not the date, then you need to click on this field. enter the CAPTCHA code, and then you can give your request for link Aadhaar. So you will click on this button here. So your request will be accepted. So the system gives you the response that your request has been accepted. Now you can log in again and you can check the status. So we'll come back to the page, we will log in and we will check the status. Within 10 minutes, our status will be updated. Now we can do the same through the SMS also, but then it is likely to take a lot more time. You will be sending a message, then the system will receive the message and they will take some time to verify your information, and then your Aadhaar will be linked with the PAN. So it is always advisable to do the work on the website itself, because there it can be done very easily. Sometimes we might be having issues in linking of Aadhaar with the PAN. That may be because your name spelling might not be matching on PAN and Aadhaar, or maybe your PAN details regarding your date of birth or address, etc., are not matching. In that case, you can again visit the Income Tax India e-filing website, and herein you can go for updating PAN and Aadhaar details. Okay, so this can be done quite easily on the website itself. So you will go here, the system will direct you to these two links. For PAN, you will visit on this link. For Aadhaar card details, you will visit on this, and you can update your information. So everything is very handy. It is all available on the website. So आप आसानी से अपने सारे काम कर सकते हो. Now, once we have registered ourselves, then every year we are just to log in into the system and file our return. Now we are working for ITR 1. So before we take you to the website for filing up of the ITR 1, let us understand a few things regarding ITR 1. ITR 1 is a Sahaj form which is filled in by the assessees or the people who are salaried or pensioners. So ITR 1 is relevant for people like us who are having income from salaries, one house property, and other sources with a total of 50 lakhs. Now, similar ITR 2 is also available for the people falling in this category only, but there are only a few, you can say, differences here. Like in ITR 1, you will be having one house property. But if you have more than one house property, then ITR 2 will be filled up. If you have income of other sources like interest, dividend income, ITR 1 will be filled. बट अगर आपके पास इनकम के कुछ ऐसे सोर्स हैं विच आर टैक्सेबल एट अ डिफरेंट रेट, लाइक गैम्बलिंग इनकम, और यू माइट बी हैविंग विनिंग फ्रॉम लॉटरीज जिसका टैक्स का रेट अलग होता है, तो उसमें आपको ITR 2 फाइल करना होगा. सिमिलरली इफ यू हैव अ हाउस प्रॉपर्टी बट इन प्लेस ऑफ इनकम आपको पिछले किसी साल में लॉस हो जाता है एंड यू वांट टू ब्रिंग दैट लॉस, यू वांट टू राइट ऑफ दैट लॉस, then again ITR 2 will be relevant. So ITR 1 and 2 is relevant for the people with salary income, house property income, and income from other sources. But if you have income from business or profession, then you have the next forms relevant. So presently we are working on ITR 1 only. So considering this, what we can say is ITR 1 and ITR 2, they are different in this respect. Number one, in case of house property, in ITR 1, if you have one house property, then you will fill up ITR 1. If it is more than one or you want to bring forward the loss, then ITR 2 is relevant for you. For business and profession income, these two forms are not relevant, then you will move on to the other form. Regarding capital gains, if you have any kind of capital gains, like nowadays people usually invest in shares. आप shares में invest करते हो या किसी प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्ट करते हो और उसके सेल परचेज पे आपको कुछ भी लॉस होता है या गेन होता है, then ITR 2 is relevant. उस केस में ITR 1 नहीं फिल करेंगे. Regarding income from other sources, if you have earnings from lottery and gambling जिसका टैक्स रेट अलग हो जाता है तो ITR 2 फाइल करोगे, otherwise ITR 1 is relevant for you. Regarding tax free income, if your income is above 5,000, then ITR 2 is relevant to you. Similarly, there is a capping on the total income also. So if you are still having, say, these sources of income, but your total income exceeds 50 lakh, then you will go to ITR 2. तो आप उसको फिल करोगे. प्रोसीजर दोनों में सेम है, ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है. Similarly, if you have income from other countries or you have property or rights in some other country, then again ITR 2 will be filled. So ITR 1 is a Sahaj form which is to be filled only with the restricted income non-restricted total income. So we can go through again who can file ITR 1. People having a total of 50 lakh of income from salary or pension, one house property, and income from other sources, excluding winning from lotteries and race horses. And if in case you are going for clubbing of income, again, you need to be within that 50 lakhs of limit. So the points which we excluded there, which we are writing these here. So if you are having income from more than one house property, or you are having loss which you want to write off, if you have lottery income, if you have taxable capital gains, you have agricultural income exceeding 5,000, or income from business or profession, or your total income exceeds 50 lakh, then you cannot file ITR 1. So that should be very clear with us that which form are we going to fill up, because system will be asking us, are we going for ITR 1 or ITR 2. Then another thing is that if we are a not ordinary resident or non-resident, or the person is a director in a company, or he is having unlisted equity shares, or you have rights in some foreign country, then again ITR 1 is not for you. Now, usually we know that if our income is above the maximum exempted amount, which at present is 2,50,000, then we are to file income tax return. But you might be wondering that in some cases, when our income is lesser, still हमें अपना return file करना पड़ सकता है. So maybe my income is only 2 lakh rupees, but मुझे फिर भी return file करना पड़ सकता है. उसके cases क्या होते हैं? Suppose my income is limited, but on some incomes, some TDS has been deducted. आपके इंटरेस्ट इनकम है, उस पर बैंक ने टीडीएस काट लिया है. सो अब आपको रिटर्न फाइल करना पड़ेगा टू गेट द रिफंड. Then there are certain expenses. If we are having these expenses beyond the given limit, again हमें return file करना पड़ेगा, which is when our electricity bill during a particular year is exceeding 1 lakh rupees, or our expenses on travel to a foreign country for ourselves or with any other person is exceeding 2 lakh rupees, or we are depositing more than 1 crore in our current accounts. In that case, we need to compulsorily file this return even if our income is below the maximum limit. So I hope up to this stage we are clear whether we are eligible for ITR 1 or not. Now, when we are starting with the filing of the returns, we are to keep these documents handy with us. Now, you see, our income tax return basically includes three components. Number one is our income. Number two is the deductions that you want to avail. And number three, our tax details, our tax payment, our TDS. So our documents will also be relating to these three components only. So we don't need to remember the whole list of 20-30 documents. What we need to remember is the three components. Regarding income, now whichever component is there in our income will be needing its documents. So if you have only salary income, you need only form 16 from your employer. If you have income from house property, then you need rent receipts and your interest details for the loan taken for the property from bank. If you have income from other sources, then you need to keep your passbook handy with you and your details of interest on FD, etc. Now, regarding the deductions, again, we don't need to remember all the deductions. We just need to see what is relevant to us. Usually, we people make contributions to different savings schemes. So those documents should be there with us. The people who are having education allowances, etc., so they need to keep their tuition fee document with them, then LIC premium, and then regarding the house property, we need to keep stamp duty, registration charges slips with us, principal repayment on home loan, so donation receipts, etc. So whatever deductions we want to claim, we need to keep the documents with us. Then regarding the taxes, tax has been deducted by our employer, so we need to keep a document, form 16 for the same. If our tenant has deducted tax at source, then we need to keep the slips and along with his PAN and Aadhaar card. Usually, you see, these informations are pre-filled in our form because the person who is deducting the tax is also depositing the same. अगर आपके एम्प्लॉयर ने आपका टैक्स काटा है तो उसने टैक्स पे भी किया होगा, तो वो हमारे फॉर्म में रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा. We are just to keep the documents handy with us ताकि हम verify कर ले कि सारी information correct. Similarly, if we have paid any tax on our own, so we'll be having the tax challans with us. So वो आपको अपने साथ रखने हैं ताकि आप अपना फॉर्म फिल कर सकें. तो ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स रखने के बाद आप अपना फॉर्म फिल करने का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करोगे. एंड अगेन यू सी द link to file the return is still the same. Income Tax India e-filing, right? So let us start with the procedure. So we are going to Income Tax India e-filing. This is the website, and this is the first tab, that is the home page. So we'll click on this, and the system is so user friendly. Even if you do not remember the link, you just write filing of income tax online, the system will show you. Google search engine will show you this link. Okay, so click on this link. Now you are again directed to the home page. So now we'll be logging in because we have already registered ourselves. So now the second tab is login into the system. Login is very easy because we'll be just filling up our detail. Remember, our user ID is our PAN, permanent account number. Fill up the password, then captcha code, and then login. So you will log in into the system. Now you are having filing of income tax return here. So you can click on the link, and this will show you all the returns that you are having. Like you can view your previous returns in the second tab, and you can file a fresh return here. Or you can click on this tab also for filing of the return. Now record, enter your PAN card, assessment year, ITR form number. So you will be selecting your form number ITR 1. Then submission mode, as I explained you, we have two submission modes. We can fill up the form online, and we can submit it, or we can download it, then fill it up, and then we can um, upload it. So herein you see, you can prepare and submit it online, or you can upload it XML. So these are the two choices available to us, and it is advisable to prepare and submit it online. जब आप फॉर्म भर रहे हो यहीं पर ही आप फिनिश करके उसको सबमिट कर सकते हो. So these are the details. See, आपने असेसमेंट ईयर ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू से सेलेक्ट कर लेना है. ITR form number select कर लिया. We usually have original return here. So this we will be clicking on this. Now the system will be asking us to give our consent. That is, we are to check the pre-filled data. तो आपके फॉर्म में कुछ डाटा प्री फिल्ड होता है. लाइक व्हेन यू विल बी लुकिंग एट द फॉर्म, उस फॉर्म में देयर आर टू सेट ऑफ boxes. One is a white box, another is a gray box. Gray boxes are those which are containing pre-filled data, or the data which is not editable. So you are just to verify the data. So you agree to check the pre-filled data. So you agree on this, continue. The system will be showing your bank account numbers which you have already submitted in the previous ITRs filed by you. Out of all the bank accounts, you can click on one wherein you want to have your refund. तो जहाँ refund चाहिए उस वाले बैंक अकाउंट को आप क्लिक कर दोगे. Then you press continue. Now your form will be looking like this. See, this is ITR 1 Sahaj Indian Income Tax Return Form. Now this form will be looking like this. Pardon? So these are the tabs available. You can see all the tabs here. Now the one wherein you will be working will become active, and it will be darkening. Like when you are on the first tab, that will be darkened, rest all will be inactive. You can use these arrow buttons to move from one tab to another. If you want to go to the previous tab, click on here. If you want to move to next tab, click on here. लेट मी टेल यू वन मोर थिंग. आप जब भी इनकम टैक्स फॉर्म भरोगे, कभी भी वापस जाने के लिए आपको बैक स्पेस नहीं प्रेस करना है, क्योंकि बैक स्पेस से आप लॉग आउट हो जाओगे और फिर आपको वापस सिस्टम पर आना पड़ेगा लॉग इन करके. आपको टैब में मूव करना है, तो इसके लिए एरो बटन्स हैं. यू आर टू go through these arrow buttons. Now when you look at these tabs, these are all the tabs available on this form. Some are main tabs, instruction, general information. These are for your information. Then the 3 tabs will be including all your details. Then these 4 tabs, last 4 tabs are there, wherein you will be giving details of the deductions. अगर आपने कहीं भी रेंट पे किया है और HRA नहीं मिल रहा है, तो आप ATG में अपनी डिटेल्स देंगे. अगर आपने डोनेशंस दिए हैं ATG, अगर आपने डोनेशन दिया है फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट, देन नेक्स्ट tab is there. for medical insurance and for medical checkups, etc. 80D is there, 80DI schedule is there for all your savings, etc. So all deductions which you want to avail, उनकी ये लास्ट की 4 टैब है, इनमें आप डाटा फिल कर दोगे तो आपका सिस्टम आपके फॉर्म में वो डाटा वहां से पिक कर लेगा. सो यूजुअली आप इंस्ट्रक्शन लेते हो, जनरल इन्फॉर्मेशन पढ़ के आप एक बार ये डाटा जरूर फीड कर दो, उसके बाद आप अपने इनकम टैक्स की कैलकुलेशन पर आ सकते हो. नाउ स्टार्टिंग विद द फॉर्म, तो ये आपकी जनरल इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं. सो व्हाट दीज इंस्ट्रक्शंस बेसिकली सेज कि आप अपना जो भी डाटा इसमें प्री फिल्ड है उसको पूरा पढ़ो. अगेन इट इज सेइंग बैक स्पेस नहीं करना है. आफ्टर फिलिंग अप द डाटा फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम, सेव द ड्राफ्ट. यहाँ नीचे आपके पास एक टैब होता है सेव ड्राफ्ट, तो इस टैब को आपको प्रेस करते रहना है ताकि आपका डाटा मिस ना हो. बिकॉज मेनी टाइम्स इट हैपेंस, आपने डाटा फिट कर दिया बट इंटरनेट की प्रॉब्लम हो गई तो आपका डाटा चला जाएगा. सो जस्ट सेव ड्राफ्ट, सिस्टम विल आल्सो रिमाइंड यू. Okay, so now when we go on to the next tab, general information, so it will be listing out all our details like our PAN, our middle name. Okay, the details which we have given on our PAN, these will be given here. Now after this, the system will be asking us whether we are filing the return under section 139, that is before the due date, or it is in response to a notice. So usually we fill up our forms on our own as per the due date, so we have to click on this. So this is not relevant. And as I explained you earlier कि अगर आपकी इनकम कम भी है तो भी आपको कई बार ITR 1 फाइल करना पड़ सकता है बिकॉज ऑफ द 3 मेन कंडीशंस. One is regarding your electricity bill, another is your expenses on the foreign country trip, or another is the deposit on the in your current accounts. तो अगर आप इनमें से किसी कंडीशन में फॉल कर रहे हो तो यू विल हैव टू प्रेस yes here. When you click here, यहाँ yes प्रेस करोगे तो आपके ये टैब्स एक्टिव हो जाएंगे. सो whichever कंडीशन इज रेलेवेंट उसको आपको yes करके उसका अमाउंट देना पड़ेगा. Save draft here and then move on to next tab through this. और इंस्ट्रक्शंस वापस पढ़नी है तो ये बैक आप यहाँ पर इस टैब से जा सकते हैं. उसके बाद the system will take you to the next tab, that is computation of income and tax. Now in the computation of income and tax components, there are 3 main components here: your income, your deductions, and calculation of tax. And see, the system is so easy. When you fill up the details, all your income details will be provided by your employer. आपके पास फॉर्म होगा, वो इनकम आपको भर लेनी है. हाउस प्रॉपर्टी में आपके पास रेंट रिसीट्स होंगी. इनकम फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेज में आपके पास बैंक की डिटेल्स होंगी. सो यू आर जस्ट हैविंग ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स. आपको इनकम अपनी लेके वहां पे फीड करनी है. सिस्टम विल बी टोटलिंग अप द अमाउंट. आपकी डिडक्शंस के टोटल होंगे एंड सिस्टम विल टेक केयर ऑफ द मैक्सिमम डिडक्शन आल्सो. तो आपको नहीं ध्यान रखना कि कितना मैक्सिमम अलाउड है. सिस्टम अपने आप ही मैक्सिमम लिमिट तक अमाउंट लेगा and the tax will be calculated by the system itself. So again, we don't need to look into the income tax rates, etc. System is having everything inbuilt. तो सारे tax की calculation अपने आप आएगी. So now coming to this, so this is how this sheet will be appearing here. Now gross salary, so this will be pre-filled क्योंकि आपने जब salary earn की है, आपके employer ने ये salary का record income tax authorities को भेजा हुआ है. तो ये एक प्री फिल्ड फील्ड होता है. यहाँ पे आप चेक कर सकते हो अपनी सैलरी इनकम. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आपके अगर कोई भी अलाउंसेस हैं, सो यू विल बी रिकॉर्डिंग योर एग्जेम्प्टेड अलाउंसेस हियर. इफ यू हैव मोर देन वन अलाउंस तो यहाँ ऐड का बटन है. यू कैन प्रेस ऑन दिस बटन एंड वन मोर रो विल बी एडेड. And if you want to delete any row, then you are to select that row and press the delete button. Then the system will be showing standard deduction on its own. If you have entertainment allowance or professional tax for which you want to claim deduction, you will fill the data and then the system will show you the net salary income. या आप अपने form 16 से match कर सकते हो. Now coming to house property, first of all you will have to specify, is it a self-occupied house property or it is a let-out property? Because if it is a let-out property, then your income fields will become active. So income from other sources will be filled in here. If you have more than one source, then add the rows to add all the income sources. Then you see gross total income field is a gray cell. So this will be posting up the amount on its own. So this
Good
takes
morning to all.
now 16. After that, you have the next part C for deduction. So deduction under section 80C, 80 triple C, 80 triple CD. So you can fill up all the relevant deductions which you want to avail, and the amounts will be filled in here. You see, the system will calculate how much deduction is relevant for you. That is why I am saying we don't need to take care of the total deduction that we will be getting, because the system knows how much is the amount which you are eligible for. So आपकी यहाँ पे जितनी भी सेविंग होगी, मैक्सिमम आपको जितनी डिडक्शन मिल सकती है, सिस्टम अपने आप कैलकुलेट करके यहाँ लिखेगा। आपको अपनी डिटेल्स यहाँ देनी है, सिस्टम सेकंड रो में अपने आप आपको डिडक्शंस बता देगा। आफ्टर दैट all the deductions, your total income will be calculated. Again you see it is a gray cell. Gray cell का मतलब है system आपको total amount बताएगा. That is why we are saying when you fill up the form online, your possibility of errors is reduced. Now after your calculation of income, any exempt income will be reported here. If you have any agricultural income up to 5,000, you will report it here, and system has inbuilt checks also, because it is saying that up to 5,000 rupees, otherwise you will have to move on to next ITR. Okay, so the system will now be, you can scroll down the form in the actual website, and then you can see here the system will be calculating your total tax liability. Now you will be looking at your tax details, that this is your tax liability. So out of total, how much has been deducted at source, and how much you have paid on your own, and how much is left for payment. So in your tax details, there will be four main schedules. One is TDS from salary, another is TDS from other sources, then details of tax collected at source, and then advanced taxes paid by you. So you have to fill up all the details. So herein you will be filling up the details of the TDS. Some of the fields might be pre-filled because the person who is deducting tax at source will be depositing the same with the income tax authorities. So income tax authorities, income tax system will be giving this information on your form. You just verify this. Okay, so this way you can fill up all these schedules. If you have paid any tax, then your tax challan will be recorded here, and you will be filling up the amount. So that way the system will then be giving you the total. So you come to the next tab as you continue, taxes paid and verification. So this is your total tax paid, which will be appearing here. This is your TDS that you are claiming, and accordingly herein you will be finding there can be three possibilities. Either you have paid more tax, then you will be eligible for refund. So tax refund will be coming here, and now you are to select one of the bank accounts for the refund. So your money will be refunded in the relevant bank account. Another possibility is that you have paid exact amount of tax, then fine with the system because you have no liability, no refund. Another possibility is you have paid lesser tax. Now, if you have paid lesser tax, then the system will be showing you a tab here. See the arrow here? A tab will be coming here, e-pay taxes. So you will be paying taxes. You click on this tab, it will take you to the link for payment of tax. So you will pay the tax therein, and then the tax challan will be entered in the tax details, and then you will be having a net amount, that is no tax liability. So finally, if you have tax payable, you will pay the tax, and ultimately you will be having either a refund or no tax liability. So that way our form, overall form will be complete. See, this is how the tab appears. You click on this, it will take you to the payment link, right? So for the payment of taxes, this is the way we can pay the taxes. Now, rather than going through the steps, reading the steps, let me take you to the procedure. So you will be coming here on this, and you will be taken to this web page when you click on e-pay from your income tax form. Now herein you will have to click to pay your taxes online. Now, when you click on this, there are various challan numbers, but remember for salaried people, challan number 280 is relevant for us. This is for your advanced tax, for your self-assessment tax. So select this challan. So click on proceed here. Now, when you click on this, system will be asking you certain details like what type of tax is applicable, corporate tax or income tax, then the type of payment, that is advanced tax or self assessment tax. So usually these two tabs are relevant, advanced tax and self assessment tax. अगर आप किसी ईयर में अगले ईयर का टैक्स पे कर रहे हो तो वो एडवांस टैक्स है, और अगर इसी ईयर का टैक्स पे कर रहे हो तो वो आपका सेल्फ असेसमेंट टैक्स है. Then the system will be asking you to fill up your option. Either you can choose net banking और आप डेबिट कार्ड से भी पेमेंट कर सकते हो. तो जो भी आप ऑप्शन चूज करोगे उसके ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू में यू विल बी सेलेक्टिंग द रेलेवेंट बैंक. Okay, then you will be filling up your address, and finally a captcha code will be there. You fill it up and then you proceed. The system will be asking you to confirm your information. So you agree on the term, then it will take you to the web page of the bank. So this will be the bank web page. Then you can click on this and you can pay your tax here. So this is how your bank system will show you. You can log into your bank account and you can pay the taxes. Otherwise, on the basis of debit card, this is how the page will appear. You will fill up the details, you will submit it, and then you will be directed for the payment. A challan of this type will be generated. So you are to keep a copy of this challan with you because you need to fill up the challan serial number, date of payment, and amount of tax that you have paid. So this is how you pay taxes online. You can go for offline payment also through check and bank draft, for which you will have to visit to the bank and then you can pay the tax therein. Okay, so this is how we pay the taxes. Now, once we have done with the taxes, system will ask us to verify our details. We will verify this. Since you are filing up this form on your own, you will click here self. You will give your number here, permanent account number. Now you are to select the verification option. You want to e-verify your return. In that case, you will come back to the system again after some time and you will e-verify your return. Otherwise, you can e-verify later on. If you click on this, then you can come at any time within 120 days. आपने फॉर्म आज फिल किया है, 120 डेज के अंदर कभी भी आके आप इसको ई वेरीफाई कर सकते हो लिंक पर जाके. Or you can do it physically also when you can download your form, then you can sign it and you can send it to the income tax office at this address. So now you save your draft and move ahead for the details. So you will be having the remaining schedules to be filled in. So this is how your schedule GI will be appearing. You will fill up all the details herein. Now this year only they are allowing you to make investment even after the completion of previous year. तो अगर आपने अभी भी इन्वेस्टमेंट की है 31 मार्च के बाद भी तो वो भी eligible है आपको डिडक्शन के लिए. सो यू विल हैव टू फिल अप द अमाउंट सेपरेटली इन दीज टू कॉलम्स. आप सेव ड्राफ्ट करोगे बार बार और अपना नेक्स्ट स्टेप पर चले जाओगे. Okay, so next is schedule 80D for health insurance. So this will be filled up. So now you will be asked whether you are having a senior citizen in your family member. यहाँ select करोगे because accordingly your deduction amount will be filled in by the system. So you will fill up your insurance premium, your health checkup cost, etc. Then system will give you the amount for which you are allowed as a deduction. Similar information will be filled in for your parents. All right, so this is how the details will be filled up. You will save draft and then you will move to next tab. After that, schedule ATG regarding the deductions for the donation. So if you have donated amounts, like in this year, many of us have donated amount to the Prime Minister Care Fund for Corona. So you can fill up the details here according to the category in which you are falling. Now, whenever we donate the amount on the donation slip, it is specified whether we are eligible for 100% donation or 50% of the amount is allowed as a donation. So accordingly, you will fill up these fields. So this is donation with 100% deduction without qualifying amount, 150% deduction without any qualifying amount, without any limit. So just fill up the details. The system will calculate the total deduction. Similarly, schedule 80GGA if you have donated amount for scientific research or rural development. So this will be filled. Now you are at the end of your form. You have filled up all the details. You have filled up all the deduction amounts also. Now the system is asking you to preview the form and submit. So click here. So your form will be displayed. So your whole form will be appearing in one row. You are just to check all the details. You are to press OK, and then wherever any information is lacking, the system will flag it. आपके फॉर्म में रेड में लिंक आ जाएगा कि यहाँ इंफॉर्मेशन या यहाँ आपने सेलेक्ट नहीं किया. सो दैट वे हमारी एरर्स कम होती है. व्हेन यू फिल द फॉर्म फिजिकली यू दिस फील्ड इज मिसिंग, बट यहाँ पर आपको बता देंगे कि आपके कुछ फील्ड मिसिंग है, आप डाटा पूरा फिल कर रहे हैं. तो एरर की पॉसिबिलिटी बिल्कुल कम हो जाती है. No calculation error, nothing like that. So once it is done, now you can submit. You can click on this link to download the form also for your future references, और आप यहाँ पर click कर सकते हो. So let me just take you here for a few minutes only. See, when you go to the website, you log into the system. Because of the sound problem, I am not displaying the whole thing. So this is how you will be scrolling down the form, and every time you will be, saving the draft, and you will moving ahead with the next step. So I'm just taking you through this. So this is how the next tab will appear. So these are the pre-filled fields. Just check them and then move ahead. Then this is how you scroll down the form. You scroll down on all your details. You fill up the details and see here. So the next is your deduction. So you are just scrolling down the form. So I'm just showing it just to give you a feel of how actually the website is working, right? So you are filling up details in the deductions, then the next tab. Okay. So this is how you are going through the whole form. So your tax calculation is done by the system. Save draft, move ahead through this arrow. Of the tax page, your deductions, etc. So this is how you see the whole बहुत easy है. You just need to visit that. आप एक बार उसे visit करोगे तो आपका ये easily you can see. Now you are to verify your income tax return. So for verification, you will be selecting the option as I told you in the previous slides. One of the options will be selected by you, and according to that selection, you will verify this. So let us see if we want to verify it online. Then you just need to again visit the same website, income tax india e-filing.gov.in. Now you are to select e-verify option, and the system will guide you to all the steps. So you see, we are again on the same website. Here is the link. Most of the links are there here on the left panel. E-verify the return. So click on this link. When you click on this link, this page will appear. So you are to fill up your PAN details, assessment year, your acknowledgement number, which is there on the uh, form which you have downloaded after submission. Now the system is asking you to generate OTP. You can generate OTP through your phone numbers, through net banking, through your bank account number, through your DMAT account. And out of all the options you see, OTP on your phone number is the most easiest option that we can have. So you will just select the option. Now it will guide you to the next slide, wherein the system will be asking you to enter the code that you have got. So you will be getting this code on your registered mobile number, and you just fill up that and submit it and see the verification is done. It is so easy. Okay, so the system will give you the message return has been successfully e-verified. And this is the acknowledgement slip. You can click on this link, you can download it, you can save it. So this is how we file our return.
Thank you, Dr. Kaur, for giving a very enlightening talk on the topic e-filing of ITR 1. And I think our participants are able to learn in detail the concepts of e-filing, the way it is being done, and now to carry on with the actual experience, how you do it. I invite our next speaker, CA Yask. CA Yask Sain did his post-graduation from Department of Commerce DU and got 11th rank in entrance exam. He became the member of prestigious Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in the year 2012. He has deep interest in the fields of accounts, tax, and finance. He possesses unique blend of corporate and teaching experience. During his corporate career, he obtained vast exposure of preparing audit reports, computation and preparation of income tax returns, bookkeeping, management consultancy services, revenue risk analysis, accounts payable support services, financial due diligence, performed statutory, tax audit, and internal audit. Banking experience in one of the largest bank of world, that is HSBC, wherein he worked under the brokerage head and contributed to the preparation and presentation of financial statement. He was teaching in private capacity till 2014, and after leaving HSBC in year 2015, he decided to make his passion into profession and has been working as assistant professor in Delhi University from last 5 years, having keen interest in students, nurturing and vast professional experience. His classes bridge the gap between classroom to corporate cubicle. Thank you, Yask, for accepting the invitation to take this workshop as a resource person. And now I hand over to CA Yask to give his presentation. Thank you.
So thank you all of you.
Yes,
Okay. So thank you all of you for your patience and interest in the subject. So now we are going to learn about and have an experience about filing ITR on the income tax website portal. Right. If there is any query, I would be happy to share my views on them. If you have any query, you can ask me.
Sir, you explained very well. I don't think that there is any query. So, yeah. Yes, sir.
More than me explaining well, you people listened it very carefully. I would like to say, and I would like to thank before ending about my part to all the students who worked on it, all the faculty members, my department, and my college, and most importantly to the listeners. And lastly, last but not least, I heard somewhere long back, there's nothing more beautiful than a volunteer's heart. Right. So all those people who volunteered for this webinar, thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this much needed workshop, sir. And it is actually a high time to be independent and do the things by our own self instead of requesting people or paying them a good amount of money. And a huge amount of thanks to ma'am and sir for this wonderful workshop. Though we faced some technical glitches, but as a saying, all is well that ends well. Also, thank you so much to the entire team for organizing this insightful workshop as the beginning of Bodhini. At the end, obviously, without a good audience, an event can never be successful. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We'll be coming up with many such webinars. Also, we have provided the link of the feedback from the chat box. Kindly fill that in order to get an e-certificate. Thank you.
Yes, I'm over here. Is there any question?
Yes, sir. In chat box, I can see a question by Payal Kumari. I have applied for refund of TDS, which haven't refunded yet. What might be the issue?
The issue could be that one of the common issues that you have not given complete proper details of your bank account, right? So make sure you have given that amount, the details properly. Beside that, there are customer care number 2. You can simply call over there and ask for your and share your PAN number, and they will direct you and clearly tell you when that amount would be refunded. If in case still if the amount gets delayed in getting refund, you don't get refund, you will also get a interest on that amount. If you could recall in under income under other source, I was saying there was a point called interest on refund. So you make sure to mention that interest in over there. Right. Deepak Srivastava, question related to professional income, how much expenses can we show? अब इसके लिए तो बहुत ज़्यादा time लगेगा. How much expenses can we show as a teacher? You probably you are concerned about yourself or you are teaching. So उसके एक specific separate provisions होते हैं. वो यहाँ पर completely करना है, थोड़ा आइडिया देना भी possible नहीं होगा. But you need to refer to that profession. टीचिंग एनसी वेब आपका जो इनकम अर्न हुआ है वो आपका टैक्सेबल होगा और उसके एक्सपेंसेस आप क्लेम ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाएंगे, आप नहीं कर पाएंगे, हम नहीं कर पाएंगे क्लेम. अच्छा, अगर प्रोविजंस लंबे हैं वो आपको खुद देखना है. सर एससीए हैव फिल्ड फॉर्म, शुड आई टॉक टू हिम विद रिस्पेक्ट टू व्हाट? इलैबोरेट करें, आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. If a person has inserted some wrong details amount of salary, then what will the procedure to rectify it? Simple, Sachin. Well, 139 में हमने रिटर्न फाइल किया and I hope टाइमली रिटर्न फाइल किया होगा. तो अंडर सेक्शन 139(5), अंडर सेक्शन 139(5) आप रिटर्न को रिवाइज कर लीजिए, नो इशू. दीपक श्रीवास्तव, I'll share my email ID. I'll share my email ID. You can send your query over there, right? We can discuss over there too, और हम वहाँ पे बात भी कर लेंगे. I'll share my number over there, right? Here's my email. Welcome, Deepak. You're welcome. Sachin, okay. My pleasure, Sachin. My pleasure. Any more query? Welcome, file. Sure. Okay. You've been a good listener, Ritik. Welcome, Ritik. I hope. Is there any query? Any more query? No, I don't. Okay. Welcome, Lesh, Deepak, Piyush. Welcome. Isha, I believe there are no more queries.
Yes, sir.
Right, so you can take the charge.
All
Yes,
right.
Deepak.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
Deepak. We can discuss on email, Deepak. Sorry, Isha. You please go ahead.
No, sir. All right. I was just saying that now you people can start leaving if you have filled the feedback form. Thank you so much for joining us today.